Alright, so today we're going to show you guys shoulders and triceps. Today is like a moderate carbohydrate, so I actually surprisingly feel really good. I know I said I would talk a little bit about nutrition. Like for instance, today I had a whole egg for breakfast with some egg substitute, like egg beaters, a cup of egg beaters, and 140 grams of baked Okinawan sweet potatoes, the purple ones, and a scoop of waxy maize. I blend all that together and I make like little pancakes out of it because it tastes really good, surprisingly. And then my next meal was 6 ounces of tilapia with 280 grams of cooked Okinawan potatoes, and I actually baked them, cut them up, and cooked them in the pan with 2 tablespoons of macadamia oil. I'm really big on macadamia oil, and as the carbs have lowered, I've tried to push that macadamia oil to the limit to see what it can really do. It's actually it's a monounsaturated fat, which when accompanied with omega-3 and 6, it actually really aids in fat burning, especially around the midsection. So when you put all those together, it eats the fat away from the midsection of problem areas. I've seen it work way too many times to not believe it. So I'm really trying to push that to the limit. Like some days I'll have 90 grams of fat and only 10 of it's saturated, the rest is monounsaturated. So hopefully when I get home I'll be able to show you a little bit of that. Right now we're going to do, like I said, shoulders and triceps. Then I'm going to try to knock out 2 post-workout cardio sessions, go home, fix my food, come back, probably do another hour of cardio, and call it a night. Alright, so start out, we're just going to do a couple sets of these machine laterals. Nothing heavy, just a lot of reps for a couple sets to get the blood in there. So I do it with people that aren't really attuned to working shoulders because it lets them know where their side delt's at. That's what I like to target because that's what's going to give the width and the roundness. So do a couple sets of these, some other stuff to warm up, and then we'll actually get started with the real shoulder workout. Every exercise I've done more weight than I've done the whole time I've been dieting. It's the point where I'm pushing my body to the extreme, not really crash dieting, but man, I'm cutting carbs and eating nothing but tilapia and like egg substitute and shit, and using aminos and isolates, and I mean, this is the most weight I've pushed on a shoulder day like ever. So yeah, I mean, there's a few reps where I'm cheating, but you want to do good form until you can't. And I mean, you got 2 choices. You can either stop lifting completely, or you can throw a little weight into it, cheat a little bit, and get a couple extra ones. Those couple extra ones are going to stimulate your shoulders more than just stopping the exercise right there. So yeah, if I got some heavy weight and I do like 8 and I want to do 10, I'm going to muscle up 2 more because that's better than nothing. So give me crap.
Rolling.
I do the rope extensions first to get the elbows warmed up. Do around 15 reps, get the blood in there, just to make sure the elbows are good to go. Get the ligaments and stuff warmed up. Then we'll do some, and we work the outer head of the tricep. I'll do some extensions with my elbows out to get the inner head, and then I'll do some kind of mass builder, like closed grip bench or incline French press, something that will target everything to finish it off. Now I want to take a minute to talk about the pre-workout supplement that I took during the 3 weeks where I was getting off all the body fat. Something new, and I was able to try it. Needless to say, I was more than impressed. It did more than what it said it was going to do. I mean, there would be days where I could hardly get up and get around because I was so tired from the dieting, and I would take this stuff and I would go in and be clear-headed, completely focused, and have more than enough to get through my workout. And the weights that I was pushing on this stuff was just incredible compared to what I usually do when I feel like that. And the pumps that I got off of it were really good. The best I've ever had off of pre-workout. I'm a big fan of Yoked by USP Labs, and I usually take that with the pre-workout to get the pump that I want. But with this stuff, I just took it alone and I got just as good or even better. The first time I took it, I worked my back workout. I thought my skin was going to tear. I never had my back get so tight in my life when I was working out in the gym. I've been taking it ever since then, and every time I take it, it still impresses me every day. I haven't noticed getting used to it or anything like that. It's I'll go ahead and tell you, it's called Jack 3D Micro by USP Labs. It's their new pre-workout. What's different about this one as opposed to the original Jack 3D, there's no 1,3-dimethylalanine in it, and there's no beta-alanine, so the little skin tingling and stuff that some people like, some people complain about, it's not going to be there with this one. The 1,3-dimethylalanine's not in there. The Jack 3D Micro doesn't really give you, I call it a cracked out stimulation, where you're just jacked up and you're 100 miles an hour going over the place, and people like that, some people like that. This was more of a clean, clear focus that lasted for a very long time. I mean, hours after the workout, I was doing all kinds of work when I get to the house or when I get on the computer to do homework or whatever. I mean, I was still going for a while. Never really realized any crash off of it either. It's a lot better, in my opinion. It's one of the supplements that I definitely go out of the way for to make sure that I keep stocked on it, because I was blown away by how well it worked. This has beaten anything I've ever tried as far as pump and as far as performance in the gym. It comes in a small container. The scoops are really small, but don't be fooled. Just 2 scoops, that's all you need. Whether you're trying to get more strength, whether you're trying to get bigger, whether you're dieting and you're kind of sluggish, it's definitely something that you will want to try, and it will definitely impress you every time you take it. I know some of you guys may be asking what fat burners I took or whatever during this thing. Didn't really take a lot. Recreate by USP Labs, I took it because it was a very low stimulant, and it does a very good job. And it's, like I said, low stimulant, does a great job. I can take it in the morning, and then I can still take my micro around noon or so, or mid-morning, and I wouldn't get that overstim feeling where I get sick or anything, because the Recreate doesn't provide that much stimulation. I was more worried about my performance in the gym to make sure I maintained the muscle mass and got the fat off and everything. So because a lot of the fat loss is going to come from dieting and exercise and stuff, not really what fat burner you're going to take. Recreate's one of the only ones I've seen where I've documented differences. So I know that one does work, and I know that it aids in shedding body fat. So if I do take any that's going to aid me in my goals, that's going to be the first one that I take. You guys haven't had a chance to try it yet, go out and get some Jack 3D Micro. You guys that are looking for weight loss, Recreate, it's one of the first products they came out with, if I can remember correctly, and it's still one of the best. It's one of my favorites, and I recommend it to all my clients. My clients love it. They've all had really good results of fat loss, especially around the midsection of any place. So those two products definitely would suggest you go give out a try.